Okay, this video is a heads up for any of you who would like to, in protest, completely or as much as possible disable all the bullshit in Windows 11. This is only going to be partial, but every little bit sends a message to Business Daddy that you're not cooperating. This is called O&O's Shut Up 10++. It works on Windows 11. Now, there was a similar product called Shut the Fuck Up Windows 95, 98, 2000, Millennium, XP, NT. There was even a version for 311 once Internet Explorer version, whatever the heck it was, started spying on people. Once geeks out there, totally wouldn't know any of them, did this, figured out that this was happening, we wrote routines for hacking these things. I wrote parts and pieces that eventually ended up being integrated in one of the first copies of several different programs, including Crap Cleaner, otherwise known as CCleaner, that had just a few things put into it. I wrote them as batch routines, and I wrote them reasonably well, and I contributed to a group of people on a website, I've forgotten the name of it, it's so long ago, where we did this. And all of this was about turning off unnecessary crap that exploits our hardware and our electricity to power shit we don't want going on through us, in our name or not. So what does it do? Well, I want to point out this is the little dot at the top of the list of things that you can turn on and off, and this is the space for it. There are a lot, like a ridiculously large number of things going on Windows 10 and Windows 11 that are not in your best interest. And yeah, this is a video, I guess we can play and all that. Scrolling down further, we see another page, local machine data, and it has a slideshow going. We can disable everything. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you to do. If you're hardcore, or if you want to do this as a hardcore kind of protest, turn everything off as soon as you get the computer, and then see what you have to turn on to make it work. This is the way I do every install of Windows I have. And I want to point out, as of today, this is really happening. Even though it's not supported, Windows 7 is more secure than 10 and 11 simply because it doesn't have a bunch of backdoors, malware, etc. that function anymore, which is kind of funny. And the next thing is that there isn't any AI. To get rid of the AI stuff, that's another product entirely. But this is a small step forward. Now we're going to go to the changelog, and it's up near the top of the page. Actually, it's the last one. It mentions distributed as a single executable. All .NET 8 libraries are available at runtime without installation. The application can be run portably. Now, it doesn't use the word portable in the page, but since that's what I was looking for. But yes, it actually works. Anyway, that's the release October, the Halloween 2025 version. Okay. Now, here's a review from 2022 talking about a previous version of the same program being inherently portable. Now, I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. Unless there's a major overriding reason for a program to be written otherwise, every program can be written in a way that is portable, that saves its settings within its own directory, and is still able to be effective. And more importantly, is able to work by being simply downloaded and run from wherever you throw it. Programs that don't do this basic relative addressing and relative process to make it to where you just dump and run as a portable app, programs that are written to where they don't do that are by definition poorly written. Because the default behavior, if you write a program, unless the integrated development environment, the IDE for Microsoft, is making it otherwise, it doesn't need to be installed, and it doesn't need to have its hooks into every little detail in the operating system. By the way, one of those types of things is literally called a hook. So again, it's at oo-software.com/en, or whatever your two-digit code is for your language, and it's called Shut Up 10. And this may or may not be by the same people who wrote the program, Shut the Fuck Up Windows, and then it would be followed by the year and or the version it was for. The last version I saw was for Windows XP and did a lot of good work. And then the company received a demand to take it down or whatever, and it stopped existing, and it also didn't work anymore. But this is in the same vein. It shuts up all of the unnecessary gabbing your operating system does, and also, as a result, can help, but not completely eliminate, your computer's operating system doing what we call listening to the voices and obeying commands over the internet. The computer should obey you, not something else. If the computer tells you no, that's bad. Hence the icon for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And it's called Shut Up 10++, and you can download it. And I find it ironic that it says it's a Microsoft partner. I'm not sure if that's something they would agree with. Bye.